Long ago, in a small village surrounded by forests and mountains, there lived a humble potter named Keshav. Keshav was known for his beautiful clay pots, which were strong and elegant. People from neighboring villages often came to buy his work. Despite his success, Keshav lived a simple life and had one principle he held dearly: never share what is meant to be kept within. This belief was taught to him by his grandmother, who had once told him, "A pot holds water only because it keeps it inside. The moment it cracks or spills, its purpose is lost." Keshav carried this wisdom in his heart, but he was yet to face a true test of his resolve. One summer evening, as the sun dipped behind the hills, a stranger arrived at Keshav's doorstep. The man was tall and wore a long cloak that hid his face. He looked weary from travel. "May I rest here for the night?" the stranger asked. Keshav, being kind-hearted, welcomed him. He gave the man food and a place to sleep in his workshop. Before going to bed, the stranger said, "Keshav, I see you are a trustworthy man. I must ask for your help. I carry with me a treasure of great importance, but it must remain hidden. Can I leave it with you for safekeeping?" Surprised but honored, Keshav agreed. The stranger handed him a small pouch and said, "Promise me, you will not tell anyone about this. Not your neighbors, not your friends, not even your family. No one must know." Keshav nodded. "I promise," he said. The next morning, the stranger left without a word, leaving behind the mysterious pouch. Days turned into weeks, and Keshav began to feel the burden of the secret. The pouch was light and unassuming, but its presence weighed heavily on his mind. Every time he looked at it, he wondered what it contained. Was it gold, jewels, something magical? The curiosity gnawed at him. One day, while sitting in his workshop, Keshav's best friend, Rajan, stopped by. "Keshav, you seem distracted lately. Is something bothering you?" Rajan asked. Keshav hesitated, but then shook his head. "Nothing at all," he replied, forcing a smile. Rajan laughed. "You're a terrible liar. Come on, tell me what's on your mind." For a moment, Keshav felt tempted to share the secret. Rajan was his closest friend, after all, but he remembered the stranger's words and his grandmother's advice. A pot holds water only because it keeps it inside. So he simply said, "It's nothing, just a lot of work." As days passed, Keshav found it harder to keep the secret. The villagers started noticing his unusual behavior. "Why does Keshav seem so distracted?" they whispered. "Maybe he's hiding something," someone suggested. The rumors spread quickly, and soon people began to ask Keshav directly. "Do you have something to hide?" one neighbor asked. "Why are you so quiet these days?" another inquired. Keshav felt trapped. He wanted to defend himself, to explain, but he knew that saying anything would only make matters worse. So he stayed silent, even as the rumors grew louder. One evening, Keshav's younger sister Meera came to visit him. She was the only family he had left, and someone he trusted deeply. "Keshav," Meera said gently, "I can see you're troubled. Please, tell me what's wrong. You can trust me." Tears welled up in Keshav's eyes. He wanted to tell her everything, to share the burden that was eating away at him. But he remembered his promise to the stranger. Instead, he said, "Some things are better left unsaid, Meera. Trust me, it's for the best." Meera looked at him with concern, but didn't press further. One fateful day, while Keshav was at the market, a group of thieves broke into his workshop. They searched every corner but found nothing valuable. Frustrated, they confronted Keshav when he returned. "We know you're hiding something," the leader of the thieves shouted. Keshav's heart raced, but he stood his ground. "There's nothing here for you," he said firmly. The thieves didn't believe him. They ransacked the place again, but still found nothing. Finally, they left, muttering curses under their breath. Keshav sighed with relief. The secret was still safe. Months passed, and one autumn evening, the stranger returned. He looked healthier and more at ease than before. "Keshav," he said, "I have come to take back what I left with you." Keshav handed him the pouch, untouched and unopened. "You have done well," the stranger said with a smile. "Tell me, did you look inside?" "No," Keshav replied. "I wanted to, but I remembered my promise." The stranger nodded. "And did you tell anyone about it?" "Not a single soul," Keshav said proudly. The stranger's eyes gleamed with approval. "You have passed a great test, Keshav. Inside this pouch was not gold or jewels, but something far more valuable: trust. You have proven yourself to be a man of honor." Before leaving, the stranger gave Keshav a small clay figurine. "This is my gift to you," he said. Keshav looked at it curiously. It was a simple figure of a man holding a pot. "This figurine will bring you good fortune," the stranger explained. "But more importantly, let it remind you of the lesson you've learned. A heart that keeps its promises is richer than one filled with gold." Years later, Keshav became known as not just a skilled potter, but also a man of great wisdom and integrity. People came to him not only for his pots, but also for his advice and guidance. He often shared the story of the stranger and the pouch, though he never revealed what was inside. "Don't spill your beans," he would say. For once a secret is shared, it can never be unshared. The villagers carried this lesson in their hearts, and the little village became a place where trust and honor thrived. Final message: secrets are like water in a pot. They serve their purpose only when they are kept inside. When spilled, they lose their value and can create chaos. Let this story remind us to guard our words and keep our promises, for trust is a treasure that cannot be replaced. If you like the story, please give your feedback below. Thank you.